Squeaky floors. They're one of those little things you tell yourself you'll fix one day and then here we are. Most squeaks happen because something is loose. It could be the floorboards rubbing against each other, it could be the subfloor moving on the joist, or it could be the nails and screws that have worked themselves out over time. The good news is, most squeaks can be fixed without ripping your floor apart, as long as you know where the movement is coming from. So let's go step by step, starting with finding the problem, then working through the easiest fixes to the more permanent ones. Step 1, finding the exact spot. Because if you just start driving random screws into random areas on the floor, you might hit the right spot, or worse, you could create more squeaks. Or even worse, you could drill into an electrical wire and, well, first, turn off the power to that circuit at your breaker. Walk slowly across the room and listen carefully. Stop on each squeaky spot and shift your weight side to side. If you hear a high-pitched squeak, that's usually wood rubbing on wood. If you hear more of a creak or pop, that's likely wood moving against a nail or screw. If you have someone to help, have them walk on the squeaky areas while you're below in the basement or a crawl space, if you can get there. From underneath, you can line the squeaks up with the correct joist. Sometimes you can actually see the subfloor flexing when they step on it. Next, mark the spots clearly. On hardwood or vinyl floors, use a pencil so you can erase it later. On carpet, use a small piece of masking tape. If there's multiple squeaks, mark them all. You'll save time later. In Step 2, fixing from above if you have no basement access. If you can't get under the floor, you'll have to work from the top. For hardwood or engineered wood floors, quick fix if it's just boards rubbing, sprinkle some talcum powder or powdered graphite between the boards. Then use a brush to work it into the seams. This won't help if the squeaks are coming from underneath, but surface rubbing, it can quiet it down quite a bit. More permanent fix, find the joist under the squeak, drill a pilot hole, then drive in a trim head screw and fill it in with matching wood filler so it blends in. This locks the subfloor to the joist and removes the movement. When drilling, make sure you're actually hitting the joist, not just the subfloor. If you miss the joist, you're just fastening into thin plywood which won't hold and won't stop squeaks. On carpeted floor, the Squeak No More kit is your best friend here. You find the joist under the squeak, drive the special screw through the carpet and it snaps off below the carpet fibers. You don't see a thing afterward and the floor is solid again. If you don't have the kit, you can use regular trim head screws, but you'll have to pull back the carpet first, which makes it a little bit more work, of course. Step 3, fixing from below, which is your best option. Whether it's an unfinished basement or crawl space, you can usually get a stronger and more long-lasting fix if you can get underneath it. First thing is what to look for. Gaps between the joist and the subfloor. Even a tiny gap can cause noise when the floor flexes. How to fix it? For small gaps, tap in a wood shim with a bit of construction adhesive. Don't force it, you just want to fill in the space, not lift the floor. Drive 2-inch screws up through the joist into the subfloor. Place them every 6 to 8 inches along the problem area for a solid hold. For bigger sections, brush a layer of construction adhesive along the top of the joist before you secure it. This bonds the subfloor and joist together as it dries. If the squeaks is near the center of the floor between the joists, adding blocking between the joists can help stiffen the area and stop the flex that's causing the sound. Step 4, special floor types: floating floor, laminate, or vinyl planks. These are not attached to the subfloor, so a squeak usually means there's an uneven spot underneath or the underlayment isn't doing its job. You might actually need to lift that section of flooring, re-level the subfloor, or replace the underlayment. Also, seasonal squeaks. These are caused by wood expanding and contracting with changes in humidity. Keeping your indoor humidity between 35 and 55% year-round can prevent these squeaks from coming back. Step 5 is prevention. If you're installing a new flooring or replacing subflooring, always glue and screw the subfloor to the joist. Nails alone will eventually work loose. And make sure to use screws specifically made for flooring. They're designed to grip and hold long term without snapping. Before covering up joists, check joist hangers and blocking for any looseness and secure them if needed. Taking these steps during installation will make it much less likely you'll be dealing with squeaks down the road. Now, if the squeaks are still there, sometimes you fix one spot and squeaks appear right beside it. That usually means movement is happening in a larger section than you first thought. In that case, you may need to secure a wider area, both on either side of the original squeak. If you've done all of the above and it's still squeaking, double check that you actually hit the joist. Missing the joist is one of the most common reasons why the job doesn't work and the floor keeps squeaking. I'll have links in the description below of everything I talk about in this video. And also, if you have questions and you want help with your next soundproofing project, this can save you money by joining my membership. Pick the tier that looks best for you. Thank you very much for watching. Oh, and if it's not only your floor that's squeaking, check out this video. Maybe your stairs are squeaking too. A little bit different. Thanks for watching. See you next time, assuming you subscribed.